Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show number 322. And I just got this radio. It's one of those around $20 radios, which I think the bulk of these have the same circuitry, and they're just in a different form packaging. And this one, particular one, is the SuperSonic AM/FM shortwave radio. I believe it has 11 bands on shortwave. And yeah, like I say, I think I got it last week or so for about $20 with free shipping because I have Prime on Amazon. And SuperSonic has several of these radios with similar displays here. Some of them come in a short package with two speakers, although it's funny because the FM is not stereo through the speakers. Kind of a strange thing. They don't really mention that, but they don't mention that it is. And I believe it is stereo through the headphones jack. So anyway, just going to kind of do a quick overview of what this radio is like. Shortwave conditions, again, are bad, so I won't be doing a reception report today and maybe be several days. Anyway, it came in a fairly nice box. Let me dig the box out. Down on here on the floor. There's the box. Not a bad looking box. Pretty, substantial box. Fairly well packaged. Not that that's so important, but it kind of gives you sometimes an indication of the product. Now, the look and feel of this radio is pretty plasticky, kind of that funny plastic that you think, oh, if this gets hit or dropped, it's shatter. But it doesn't look too bad. All the writing on it is stenciled on, so it'll rub off in time. It's pretty heavy. I was surprised how heavy it is. It doesn't have any batteries right at the moment. It does use, let me see what it says. It uses UM1. What the heck is a UM1 battery? I think they are, I think they're C-cells. I think it uses 4 C-cell batteries. Because you look at the battery compartment, pretty large battery compartment. So I think these are C-cells. It could be D. I'm not using batteries right at the moment. Let me see if I can open this battery compartment. There we go. And see what it says. The light, it says UM1. It looks like D cells. Okay. Now, the one thing I've noticed about these inexpensive radios is the quality control is not there. So from radio to radio, you can get one that's not so bad, and then you can get a totally lemon. Now, one thing I noticed out of taking this radio out of the package is if I turn this at a particular angle, I can see there are fine scratches on this display. A whole bunch of fine scratches. So that's kind of a quality problem right there. Also, I noticed down here there appeared to be a scratch at one time, and they did a very good job, but it looked like the paint was touched up. Again, not a big deal. Now, it does come with an AC cord, which means it has an AC adapter built in, and this is just a cord. There's no wall wart on the end, just a cord, which is nice. And I turned it on FM this morning, and it was coming in fine, clear, no AC hum or anything like that. So that seems to be working. And it's got a fairly good size speaker, which is the reason I chose this configuration. to get the bigger speaker, didn't necessarily need the 2 speakers. So I went with the single speaker and the bigger speaker. It has also, that would lay down if I didn't have the antenna up, it also has a DC jack, so if you want to use a wall wart DC converter, you can plug that in here. It's not supplied. It requires 6 volts. And of course the AC cord was supplied. Oh gosh, it's so bad. And it does have actually 9 shortwave bands plus AM and FMs makes 11 bands. That's where the 11 bands come. And like I say, it does have this USB interface and an SD card interface, so you can play MP3 files, for instance. Haven't tried that yet. And it does have these push buttons here are related to playing that music. You got play, pause, repeat option, reverse, and fast forward. Kind of nomenclature from the old cassette days. Kind of strange. Does have a analog dial. I prefer digital dials, but one thing that caught my eye about this radio is that, what the heck, oh, it's a piece of paper from the packing material, is it does have concentric, I don't know if I said that right or not, but anyway, it's got a dual tuning dials here, an outer one for fast tuning and an inner one for fine tuning. And they seem to work pretty well. I've noticed on some of these cheaper radios that the tuning can be kind of stiff. This one is about right. It's stiff so that it doesn't move on you, but it's not too stiff that it sticks like some of the other radios I reviewed. This is the volume knob down here, and let me tell you, this thing has a ton of volume. When I plugged it in and turned it on, it was on an FM station, and it about knocked me out of the room. It was so loud. So it's got plenty of volume. It does not have any external input so that you could use it to play from your iPod or something. So can't do that. The bands are, like I say, there's 9 shortwave bands, so it's broken up in pretty good detail, and it's fairly easy to tune a station. Like I say, band conditions are not that great. I did try tuning it early this morning, and I got a few stations from South America, and they were coming in loud and clear and were easy to tune with the fine tuning knob. So the tuning was not too bad. Excuse me. So we've gone over the look and feel. It does have a handle that lays down once you got the telescopic antenna out of the way. And then let me just show you that for a second. Move that down, fold it over. And the telescopic antenna is rotatable, which is always good. And that lays down out of your way, no problem. So the look and feel is pretty good. Up here, we have, like I say, I mentioned the DC input, the phone jack, the either radio or the card inputs selection, and then the band selection, AM, FM, and the shortwave bands. And I've already talked about that side, and this just has the AC cord and nothing special on the back except access to the batteries. So that's the radio. I think it's pretty good. I like the form factor in that it's very stable. So you can set this on your nightstand or your desk and not have to worry about falling over. Now, it does not have a stand to lean it back. which I always like those stands so you can lean it back so it gives you a little better view of it when you're right on top of it. But it doesn't have that. I think that about covers everything. I talked about the power, talked about the tuning. We will be trying out this USB and SD player, see how that works. So I think that's about it. Again, it sells on Amazon for around $20. The price fluctuates quite a bit, so it's from $20 to $25. And that's Amazon prices. It's a little cheaper if you go with another seller on Amazon, but then you have to pay shipping if you have to pay shipping. And the advantage of buying it from Amazon, if you have a Prime account, is there's no shipping, but the price works out about the same. So that's the review. I will be trying to do a reception report testing on this radio as soon as the band conditions get back. Now, another radio I got at the same time that gives you kind of a contrast is this little guy here. He's a 10 band, which is AM, FM, and 8 shortwave. It does have a digital display. Not too happy about the packaging. Those darn blister packs. Usually I end up cutting myself. And I saw this particular one on a video on the internet, and the guy didn't like it. This one sells for about $13 on Amazon. The guy didn't like it, but it was interesting that his video, where it showed he was tuning it in, the radio was doing pretty good. So again, if you look at the construction, it's got this selector on the top, same as the selector on the top of this guy. So again, I think the electronics, for the most part, is about the same, except they use a digital display, which probably means it's not, in this form factor, it's not a digital tuner, because there's no keypad or anything like that. But anyway, I'll be going over that next, and let's see how it does. Again, it's a $13 radio, so I'm not expecting a lot. This one is called the Go Travel, and if you've seen some other videos, that probably, like I say, is the same internal guts as some of the other radios, just a different form factor. That's the show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you have any comments, please leave a comment. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I thank everybody that has subscribed to my YouTube channel. And we'll say bye-bye.